This episode's recap will begin in a few minutes. If you're new here, or just want a more comprehensive explanation of what's going on, type !recap in the chat for a link to our official game information document. The document contains not only a full summary of events from the first episode until now, but also plenty of colorful world building and other interesting information. Once again, that's !recap in the chat. This episode's recap will begin in a few minutes. If you're new here, or just want a more comprehensive explanation of what's going on, type !recap in the chat for a link to our official game information document. The document contains not only a full summary of events from the first episode until now, but also plenty of colorful world building and other interesting information. Once again, that's !recap in the chat. Ignore everything that Recorder Josh just said. He's a dirty, dirty liar. Something happened with the media file and it froze and I needed to restart it. And rather than making you guys wait a full 5 minutes for it to the recap to start up, I decided we'll do it live. I'm just going to do the recap here with all of you. Now, before we do that, you may have noticed, alas, our dear friend Sean is not with us tonight. Something last minute came up with family. Nothing urgent, nothing horrifying or terrible. Just he has to be a dad, and that happens sometimes. So he's doing dad stuff. I don't suspect he'll be joining us at any point tonight, though he may just pop up at random, so we'll see. But until then, we'll discuss what's happening with Ro later. For now, I'm going to go ahead and play that good recap music in the background. Is this it? Is this the one? Nope. No, it is not. Where is it?
I'll do it.
Elle's got it. No, it's now running. We're good. Okay.
Your services are no longer required.
Okay.
Cool.
Thanks, bye.
So, I'm not going to read this. This is old school. We're doing this. I'm doing an improv.
Doing it straight up live. Doing it live.
This is off the dome. This is off the dome, baby. Where we left off, we find the crew of the Freya in a complicated, ever-shifting labyrinth of mazes known as Castle Erundi. They landed on the castle on their way to finally finish their mission to do a medical supply drop that is now long overdue, to fuel up because it would have been a very tight squeeze to get to the next space station in time if they didn't. Sponge is picking up live. Oh, by the way, before anyone does any gifting of advantage or anything, Sponge has already given the entire crew advantage for this session, so you're good for now. Everyone save your points. Sponge has got this crew covered. He wants us out alive. So we are in this
I don't blame
giant space maze. You on your way in, you met Paradox Jack, or a woman claiming to be Paradox Jack. Paradox Jack is a folkloric legend that sort of has permeated space about a time-traveling vagrant. And you have basically been paid by Paradox Jack in the past for work you've already done in the future, is sort of how it seems to be. She appeared on the Freya through a coin that seemed to be of some significance to Talon, our engineer, and basically paid you guys a bunch of money and said, give this coin back to me next time we meet. And that was that. Now you're in the castle. The castle, you've now learned, copies people. When you use a thumbprint to open the door, which needs to be done to kind of get deeper in the castle, it makes a copy of you, a nanobot copy, which you've learned is some very advanced nanotech. And you've learned this through meeting not only your own copies, but the copies of some of the other crew that's stranded here, which is what Jack is sort of paying you to do, is rescue them from the castle. Rescuing them is no easy feat, considering there's only, as far as you guys can tell, 2 of them left alive at this point. And the others are copies that have now turned on you. As you reach the center of the castle, the various nanocopies defected, whereas before they were practically indistinguishable except for a medical test Halcyon invented. They then became totally taken over by Castle Erundi and basically tried to strand you guys in there. Leaving in the main chamber, our main crew, the 4 people who are usually there, as well as Captain Farah, Merrick, Gammon are also there, Paradox Jack, of course, and the other 2 survivors from the crew you guys are rescuing, Impact and Shiva. So many names. If you guys want help keeping up with this, you can type !recap. There's a document with all these details and more. There's some really interesting stuff there, so feel free to jump in on that. I finally actually got around to making that.
Woo!
But to get back to the 2 of them, Ro and Halifax got separated from the crew when they got cloned, and they managed to fight their way back through some other doubles. They actually destroyed the doubles for Impact and Beza, and now the double for Ro, who momentarily had a moment, like some lucidity enough to open some doors and get you guys back inside. And now the actual Ro is missing half of his leg. He got his leg blasted off the knee by some fire, and is currently, I believe, outside of the main chamber. Halifax, would you have brought him with you, or would you have left him out there?
I think we cut off right when the door opened, and I didn't know what. I don't think we ever established what the fuck we were doing after we got the door open.
You did not. So we'll say that Ro is limped along with you, and he's in that corridor. And at this point, Ro has lost consciousness from blood loss. It's just he had his leg blasted off. He's gone into shock. I think that's a perfectly reasonable way to get him temporarily out of the crew, and he can wake up if Sean shows up. Great. And we find our crew now in this place. The doors have been jammed open, but rather than any sign of alarm, He's not getting Rikus to believe you that. Yes. Rather than showing any sign of alarm, he is sorry, not he. The castle has basically laughed and just kind of called you clever for doing this, but doesn't seem concerned, given that you are now deep in the heart of the castle, miles from the exit, and it's still an ever-shifting nano fortress. So we come in hot. With we're gonna go ahead and do this. I got some dramatic music going on.
Oh boy.
That's not dramatic enough. We're gonna.
And I've got an idea.
Oh God.
I love ideas.
So, before I've already established the doors are open and there's basically been a break for them. Is anyone not running for the doors?
For Talon, it would depend. Is Jack?
No. No, she is not.
She isn't. Of course she fucking isn't.
I was gonna save that little tidbit until after I heard from everyone else, but if you were noticing specifically...
Oh my fucking God. Yeah, I can't with her. She gotta go. She gotta go.
So, Halifax, I'm sure you are. Halcyon?
I feel like I'm gonna notice a split in everybody, and Hal has an idea cooking. I don't remember what Hal's state of mind was last session, to be completely honest.
That's fair.
So I'm just gonna run with this new idea. Oh, I was angry. Oh, then I'm doing this.
Oh, right.
I'm doing this.
Then this, as some of you run for the door, and there's definitely a moment of, like, slow down and, like, guys, what are you doing? Even from the other crew. I need to close the chat. I'm sorry. Okay, chat's closed. I'm getting too distracted by it. I'm too excited by Sponge's commentary. But so as you guys, some of you go for the door, and this sort of slow down, Jack sort of looks over at Talon and smirks. And there's a moment of recognition in her eyes, and she looks down at you and just goes, I pay you extra, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Halifax. Sorry, Halcyon, what do you do?
Halcyon is gonna, like, start to make a break for the door, and then after, like, 5 or 6 steps, stop, turn on and say, what if I can get you out of here? Will you release us? I can spread you to the wider world.
Ooh.
Maybe not all of you, but a sliver. A bigger sliver than you've gotten out before.
Farah is going to immediately assume that you are lying to it for the sake of your guys' escape, and so she's going to sort of slow down. Impact and Shiva sort of stop, and Farah sort of like gathers them and like whispers to them, and they nod and run off. Impact and Shiva go, and I think she's going to go and like grab Ro, but she's not going to go far. As you propose this, the Jack turns and it's just like immediately like, ooh, like Jack's listening.
Oh my God.
And this thing sort of, you almost hear it. What do you mean?
If I may, just 1 second. Hal disconnects his neural mask, reaches inside, and pulls out the data chip that the good doctor gave him.
The thing, you get the idea it's always looking at you, so it can't, like, look down at you condescendingly or anything like that.
Yeah.
But there's just sort of a... Your offering is transport through circuitry. I control a larger amalgamation of machinery and computers than you can fathom. What makes you think that's special?
It's special because if I put, like I said, a sliver of you on this, a copy, a small infant of a copy, of you on this, I can spread you to the wider world. I can give you a way out of this planet, off of this planet.
I'm gonna have you roll. I'm gonna have you roll plus influence with disadvantage for reasons that will become clear if you fail, and if you don't, then they won't become clear because it won't matter.
Cool. I have an inkling of what that is, but
Go ahead.
okay, I'm gonna use my advantage.
Okay, cancel it. This is important. Gotcha.
Roll.
Flat roll. Go for it. What do we got?
Thank you, dishwater.
All right.
-1.
You guys gotta let me know if someone else gets gifted advantage. I have my phone here if Jake lets me know. Is that a 3? Is that a 3?
That's a 3.
That's a 3.
That's a 3.
Interesting.
Tell on, want to get involved? You don't have to.
At this point, it responds and this goes, I'm not lines of code. I'm not a computer program. I'm not one of your Psyoxy. I am a living thing, and I am already out. Pieces of me roam this universe already, and you can't give me anything I don't already have. Except for, I suppose, the time I needed to do this. The door that had been jammed open slams shut on that failure. As you taking that time to sort of discuss, locks all of you in. Impact and Shiva made it out, though you don't know to where. Farah managed to get back in with Ro, so the crew's all here, including Gammon and Merrick, and Jack. But you are now completely locked in. You have forced the hand of your decision to what you need to do at this point.
Yeah, are you fucking kidding me right now? Are you kidding me?
Dying.
It did already say it's not an actual AI.
It's fair, and I will also grant Dan, I understand this. It's been a while, and the specifics of it have sort of fizzled. But at this point, Jack is going to sort of open her arms, and Jack's been pretty much a a very passive observer for most of this, and has done very, very little actually. And at this point, she's going to say, "Well, you've clearly got everything figured out, Arundi. You've trapped us here, and there's nothing we could possibly do in the present or the future that would change that before our deaths. So, no need to worry about us." And she goes and withdraws that coin that she has been passed through Talon and got back from Talon. And there's a moment of, "What is that? What are you doing?" And she goes, "Oh, don't mind me." And she flips the coin. As she does, you guys see this coin begins to sort of crackle with some blue, just energy. And at this point in time, you just hear "What are you... No, this is... Stop that." One of the doors, the one with the gas kind of opens. It's not, like you said, it was kind of jammed open already, so there's a lot of... It's not dangerous. It's not like leaking into the room fast enough that it can get to you, but it is still enough in the corridor that running through it would be tough. And you hear footsteps and go, "You won't get away with this, whatever it is." And still flipping the coin, just flipping and catching, Jack goes, "Would you all mind buying me some time?" And continues just sort of doing this, whatever's happening with this coin.
Yeah. So,
What
do you
is-
have... dear Castle Arundi, do you have access to a direct line into everything? Because this chip contains a mass broadcast that I have to get out to a sector node. This is going to get plugged directly into a sector node.
That's a much different ask. That changes a lot for the castle. So there's now officially a lot happening. Jack is making her way as far from the door as she can. This kind of scanner in one hand, her little box scanner in one hand, and the coin in the other, flipping it. Each time she flips it, it crackles with a little bit more energy. And you ask this, and I'm now going to flip it on you. I'm going to say make influence with advantage because now he feels a little bit threatened for reasons you don't quite understand. And also...
Paradox Jack.
I mean, obviously Paradox Jack, but you don't know what Paradox Jack is doing specifically. So you go ahead and roll that, and we're going to see how we do here.
So that's an 8.
8 is a mixed success. Which, on a mixed success... Now, this is face adversity roll, so I'm going to basically say this is going to achieve one of two things. You already hear footsteps coming in. You know, based on what the castle told you... wow, this music is... I like it, but it's a little too loud. I'm just going to... There, okay. Quiet, intense background music. You know there's reinforcements coming. Do you want the castle to genuinely, consider this, but have enough kind of brain power to do both? So there's still reinforcements and someone has to take care of that. I have to stop in the middle of the thought, because you know there's, tons of other nanotech clones in here that you just didn't meet along the way. So you're going to have to deal with a bunch of nanotech clones, but he will genuinely discuss this with you and, continue, and, you'll get access to what you're trying to do. You may actually be able to get this chip to him and do what you're doing. Or you can basically trigger I'm thinking, and, it's going to really hamper the nanotech clones, so it's going to make the defensive part much easier, but he's probably not going to let you anywhere close enough to do any real damage to him. Which of those two do you want to go for?
I guess divide his attention.
Okay.
So the first one. So, he's genuinely considering this.
Okay, but he's not. So you can't get close. The first one is when he will absolutely let you close, but it's a snap decision, so there's no change of the defenses. Is that the one you want, or is the one?
Oh, yeah, no, the second one. Sorry.
Okay, cool. So there's a kind of pause. As the spilling out of the gas comes these various people you don't recognize, all in spacefaring uniforms with different gear, people who have just been tucked away in corners of the castle you weren't allowed in until now, who now sort of come rushing in. You see them faltering and stopping, as if they get an order, have to pause, and have to kind of move around and do something else with it, and then have to kind of stop and reallocate their attention. I'm going to basically give anyone dealing with that advantage on that because they're distracted. But let's play this out really quick. And he just says, broadcast to everyone. What do you mean?
Basically, the way our information is relayed is each, spread throughout each sector is what we call sector nodes. They're on planets, on satellites, whatever. And it's how all of our information gets broadcast across the sectors and even from sector to sector. So this has to go into one of those nodes that has a very important message. So if I plug this in, if you're on this, a sliver of you is on this, and it goes into that sector node, which it will, because I owe somebody a debt and I have to do this. Then you will be everywhere, at least within this sector.
You are going to a core world.
Yes.
Very well. You have a deal. Stop her, and I will go with you.
Paradox Jack, I need you to trust me.
At this point, so we are going to deal with the encroaching invaders in a second. Paradox Jack at this point is sort of spinning the coin, but again, the deal with this mixed success is that you're only going to get one of the two. And so Paradox Jack is spinning this coin, and she catches it. It is still crackling and goes, "Oh, it's a little late for that, I'm afraid."
That's fine.
But meanwhile, during that whole conversation, people come charging in. Immediately at the front, there's some people who have one of them actually draws out some sort of this chainsaw blade looking thing, where it's that kind of one-sided, like a katana, if a katana were a chainsaw, if that makes sense.
Oh, fun.
Someone else comes up with sort of a big kind of like heavy like Gatling laser thing. What do the two of you want to do to try and stop this? You may write either Merrick or Farah into your responses if you would like their help in anything you're doing. You already have an advantage, but just for flavor, if you want any of them to jump in, let me know.
How's Gammon doing?
Oh, right, and Gammon as well. Gammon is good. Gammon is, I believe, unharmed.
Yeah,
Like scrape on his shoulder, but that's it.
Yeah, a little
I
on
would
the
like
shoulder.
to ride Gammon into battle.
Yeah. So as these guys come in, Gammon goes, Talon, let's go. And she kind of up on the shoulder. You've done this before. And Gammon like buckles down so you can get a good shot and is like boom, boom, running forward. Go ahead and let me, Halifax, what are you doing as well?
I am a little bit beat up, but it's fine. We're fine. It'll be great. So he's gonna draw his star sword and head towards the chainsaw katana guy, because that would be the most fun.
Yeah, you draw there. Okay, so I'm going to have as the chainsaw katana guy kind of comes at you, there's a lurching stutter here. I'm going to let you choose how you want to do this. You can roll force if you want to just like full hack down, or if you want to basically duel this dude, you can roll finesse. And I will let either one fly because it's kind of a sword fight thing, and because you'll have the advantage either way. Talon, you're just kind of opening fire with Gammon and your arm cannon, shoulder cannon.
Yeah.
So that is going to be a
basically. For Gammon, I'm an automated shoulder.
Yeah, I love it so much. You're gonna roll force with advantage as well.
Okay.
I'm not gonna give him time. I'm just gonna go for it.
Cool. Go ahead and give me your rolls, guys.
Okay.
Not finesse for me?
No, you're literally charging into battle. This is force.
Okay.
Advantage, so...
Alright. That's I rolled an 11, so that's a 10.
Still a success. That doesn't look good, Hal. What do we got?
4, 8, 9.
9. Fantastic. Okay, here's how I'm going to play this. Because we have one full success and one mixed success, you are both going to be counted as successful. Hal, you're just going to take some wounds as you go. You're going to get a bit more hurt as you go.
Oh, wait, that was with advantage, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. It doesn't matter for me anyway.
Okay, great.
I forgot to roll that with advantage.
Oh, fair enough. Wow, that was a lucky throw. So this is something we actually really haven't touched, but it's one of my favorite parts of the system, and I can't believe we're getting to it now in episode 11. But combat is not like move blow for blow. Combat is roll for roll. So with 2 successes, and with you guys just trying to play the defense, you guys have dominance over the combat. I will at some point impose a threat to you, Hal, but otherwise, I'm going to pitch you some sort of things, and you tell me, no, Halifax. Halcyon, these guys have you covered. You're covering them, they're covering you. So you guys get to tell me I'll pitch you things, and you just tell me how you take care of it. There's no more rolling until the situation changes further. So the first thing, I'm just going to one at a time, starting with Halifax here. You approach this chainsaw sword person, and they kind of take a stuttering glance up and getting ready to swing, but they're kind of slow and jolty right now. What do? How do you take them out?
So it'll just be a clean slash, like from like right in the center of the abdomen, just like a clean cut.
Sweet. So
just
they go
cutting the torso and the legs.
Straight up, clearly no swordsmanship there, and they drop in half when the Star Sword hits them, dissolve into nanotech into the ground, and the next 2 sort of advance in. One of them has like what appears to be like a kind of shotgun sort of a thing, and the other one just has like these kind of like power gauntlet looking things, and they both advance on you. How do you take them out?
Oh, fun. So then, I think it would be a type of situation where it would be kind of like charging in low for the guy with the gun, and kind of just like sweeping around him and like grabbing like his like arms, and kind of like when he goes to shoot, just shoot the guy with the fist.
Yes. I love it.
And then just like a nice like elbow chuck to the nose, and then just like switching arms with the blade and just like slashing like the half of his head, just like from like nose bridge, like, across.
Absolutely. So that plays out as you said. I asked one more question, which is, which one of them gets you during this mess? Because one of them clips you with a hit. That is the mixed success. Which one of them gets a hit off before this all goes down?
I think probably the punchy dude. Like, he was going in, he got shot, and before he staggered, he kind of just got, like, one, like, accidental swing in.
So you warp in, grab the shotgun, blast him, elbow slash, turn around. The guy with that you shot with the shotgun is melting into nano goo and literally throws his fist forward and just power slams you straight in the chest. Go ahead and brace for impact.
Ouch. Oh, God. I'm gonna use my advantage.
Okay.
That doesn't help me. That's fine. 7.
Okay, you made me think that was going to be bad.
No, no.
Do you already have a major wound?
I already have a major wound in the abdomen.
Okay, so this is actually a little bad then. The wound level goes minor, major, severe, critical, fatal.
It says on the sheet, minor, major, severe, critical, fatal.
Yes.
Okay.
That is what it has said, right?
Oh, I think you switched one of the two.
Minor, major, severe, critical, fatal. So if you don't have a severe wound yet, this becomes your severe wound as you feel your heart stop for a second. It doesn't kill you, but there's a definite... severe wounds are a big deal. And you sort of immediately, like, as that happens, the armor kind of splintering on your chest, some plates of it actually fall off. I'm going to say, until you've had ample time to heal, your +1 armor from being a Malleus vanishes. There's a huge plate of your armor is now just, like, missing. Well, not even missing, it's cracked and crumbled there, so it's, like, sharp and, like, stabbing you at all times. It's a painful experience. It's bad. This is a severe wound. This is...
What is the innards... This is a random question. What are the innards of a Malleus?
Malleus have similar innards to people. They just have the carapacian shell protecting it all. But like Sean said last week, a severe wound is either, like, loss of a limb or organ damage, and this is organ damage for you. This is your heart is currently weak and your armor is fully broken until as long as you keep the pieces, you can get it, like, soldered back together. But
I got you.
Luckily you have, like, a spacesuit. They're kind of tucked away inside there, but boy is it stabby. It's like if someone, like, has this holding broken glass to your chest at all times. It's bad.
Ouch.
Meanwhile, while this is happening,
we have a Malleus doctor.
Yeah. While this is happening, you got a full 10, Ethan. So as this, like, Gatling gun toting, like, dude, this is a heavy weaponry dude, starts spinning up, how do you and Gavin take care of it?
I will... How far away is he?
You tell me.
It's close enough that I can do this. I will, jump from Gavin's shoulder, at him. And as I land, I will, like, try to land on his Gatling gun and, like, press it down with my gravity powers, and to give Gavin an opening to shoot him in the chest.
Fantastic. Gotcha. Blast it backwards, goes tumbling to the ground. You return to Gavin's shoulder. As again, there's more of these guys coming in. They don't show signs of stopping. Slowing, yes, not stopping. The next two that come in appear to be, they're two, like, Lorens, and they both just have, like, kind of military grade, like, assault rifles. They're wearing, like, bodyguard uniforms. These were clearly some ship's muscle, and so these assault rifles. And they kind of stutteringly, joltingly sort of, like, begin to flank the two of you. How do you want to take care of it?
This time I'm going to jump straight up into the air, as high as I possibly can, to draw their attention up.
Yeah.
And then he can shoot him again.
Great. So you're the one who's playing distraction. You fall up into the air using your Calastic gravity powers. They open fire. You're just gracefully evading around all of them. Gammon kind of blasts one of them, runs over, catches his gun, blasts the other one. And at this point, Halifax comes skidding across the ground. And you, Gammon, like, reaches down, helps you up, Halifax. You good? And meanwhile, you're pew, 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 as Farah and Mara continue firing. The battle continues this way for some time. It will change shortly, but for now, you guys have it under control. Things can't stay static forever. Dan, Halcyon, so Jack basically just told you it's too late, and you just hear, and at this point, as this sort of that advantage you gave them kind of fades, he gets the focus back, and these things begin to move a bit more feverishly. You see, Jack is now has gone from casually flipping a coin to very carefully watching it, catching it, looking at it, shaking her head, and doing it again. And you see the door on the other end of the room slide open. Someone comes in with, it's nothing heavy duty, but it's a big long pistol, and they take aim at Jack. What do you do? Everyone else is distracted on the other side of the room right now.
Yeah. How close am I to Jack?
As close as you would like to be.
I imagine that we're fairly close, being the two super brainy, not actively involved in a fight individuals, at least at the current moment. Ro being indisposed. I would. If
it helps at all, Ro would actively have a stun gun on him.
Oh, on him. If you want to. No, I'm saying if you want to grab his stun gun, you're welcome to. Yes.
Yeah, on his person. Yeah.
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 You grab the stun gun?
I'm gonna grab it and just like Weekend at Bernie's almost, one arm around Jack. So sorry, I need you to trust me. And
she goes, "Oh, I do." Are you saying her? Oh.
No, what the fuck? I shouldn't have suggested shit. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
What the fuck, dude?
All right. You do that. She realizes what you're doing a second too late. I'm going to have you act under pressure using finesse. This is about quickness to see if you can get there basically before this guy blows her head off.
That's a 13.
Fantastic. Jack doubles over, slams into the ground, clutching the coin in one clenched fist. The ground where the coin hits begins to melt. The metal starts to kind of crackle away. The bolt flies over her into the fray, hits another nanotech clone. And Jack kind of looks up, confused and hurt. What do you do?
I just crouch down and I'm just I need you to trust me. You almost just took a bullet or a beam or whatever the fuck. You almost just died.
You could have also shot the other guy, but okay.
That's honestly, in all fairness, knowing Halcyon's accuracy and his he's not a gunman. That's a fair call. I mean, I probably could have just pushed her, but okay. I'm going to give you a little bit of an extra feature there because you just did what Erundi asked. At least in Arundi's eyes, you just...
And that's the other reason.
...stopped her. So I think for a moment, the nanotech clones stop. Fully. You guys are mid-fight and they stop and hold. As Erundi sort of... hang on. Gotta get some intense... as Erundi says, "Good. Now, get me out of here." Jack looks up at you and says, 2 more flips.
Keep your hand on it. Keep it in your back pocket. Don't literally keep it in your back. Just trust me. Trust me, okay? I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I will heal you. Hal, I'll heal you too. You're first in line. That looks painful.
Everyone's... Yeah, Farah's just on guard, still aiming at the tech clones. Watch eyes between you and them. Everyone's just incredibly tense right now.
Okay. So
can I run
like
over
I said,
to Jack?
Yes, you can. But while you run over there, Halcyon, what are you doing?
I again holding the like the chip. Again, I don't think all of you is going to fit in here unless you can compact yourself into a very small space. But I can at least get a sliver of you out, as long as we have your word that we are going to get out of here safe and sound. Your the clones, whatever they are, will disintegrate. All the doors will unlock in a straight path to our ship, which has remained unharmed.
I'm gonna just tell you, you've already succeeded in this. This is something you convinced him of earlier. I just didn't think you'd be able to own up to it. At this point...
I wasn't either!
At this point, let me have his response, and then I will. You're doing whatever you're doing during his response. But you say,
Okay.
For now, my survival depends on yours. So, deal. And doors.
Okay.
The one door, not the gas door, opens. Talon, what you doing?
As soon as I got to Jack, I would have asked what needs to be done. And does Jack say 2 more flips?
Jack... I think Jack is watching... Jack holds her finger up, and she's watching Halcyon right now.
Okay.
I
was going to try to sneakily flip the coin.
I mean, you saw what she was doing, and you can see that she's holding it. But you can if you'd like.
I would like to discreetly do it with my tail behind me.
Terrific.
My gravity powers.
Okay, so you approach... This is, again, while this conversation is happening. So first, I need you to face adversity using finesse to stealthy. Because doing this unseen is the most important part.
That's 7, so I'm going to use my advantage.
Okay.
All right, that's a 10.
Oh my god. God, dude.
You, as I think Jack sees what you're trying to do, and kind of looks at you and goes, "Gravity only, don't touch." And you whisk it behind you and start kind of, since it's so small, you can keep it very close to you and gravity spin it. And you start to spin this coin up. You don't know what that means, but you're spinning it up, and with a 10, it will work. But there's a moment in time. Halcyon, what are you doing?
As I imagine that, like, as all of this is going on, Hal inserts the little chip drive.
So yeah, there's a little computer console. There's no drive for it. This is old tech. Again, it's not actually, obviously the nanotech's very advanced, but all the tech he's using appears very old. But as you sort of approach, a little, at least chip-shaped slot nanotechs open to basically give you a place to put it.
Never gonna get used to that. And I insert it.
There. Now get me out of here.
As you wish. And I'm not going to put it back into my neural mask. I'm going to put it in my pocket.
That makes sense. However, 2 plans in motion at the same time. At this point in time, Jack is going to stand up, pat you on the shoulder, Halcyon, and go, "Thank you for saving my life."
Anytime.
Looks up at just up at the room in general, sort of where she's decided Arandi's going to be, and goes, "Have you ever played chess before?" And he goes, "What are you..." Not relevant. "Do you know what a chessboard is?" And at this point in time, she taps something on her pad, and the coin freezes in midair as you're flipping it. There's a spread of power that goes from the coin across the entire room, and everything freezes for a moment. there is a moment only of silence. And then you watch as the coin begins to spin the other way. Jack explains, time travel is finicky. I don't get to choose how often I do it. I get to choose when. Sometimes. It takes paradox energy. It's energy of a thing that only exists in a certain amount of time. Because every bit of matter has existed for longer than we can fathom. Do you know the story? The metaphor was lost on the big guy. Do you know the story of the peasant and the king with the grains of rice and the chessboard?
I remember hearing it before, but I'm sure it would be much better told by you.
A peasant was starving and asked the king for a boon. And the king offered some rice. And the peasant presented a chessboard and said, how about this? You can choose which I get. 1 million grains of rice, which the king scoffed at already, or 1 grain of rice on the first square, 2 on the second, 4 on the third, and so on and so forth, doubling until it gets to the final square of the board. And the king said, well, fine, very well, I can fill your chessboard. The king might as well have offered up his kingdom. It's hard to comprehend how much there is of something, because that would have been, I believe, 18 quintillion, literally 1,000 trillion grains of rice, far more than the initial offer, because every doubling is just so much, and that is only a fraction of the eternity something can exist. So when you put something like this, she stops the coin from where it's spinning in midair, into a space of, say, in your case, a couple of days out of an eternity, it needs somewhere to take that energy. The energy has to go somewhere. And I am, for reasons that I don't have time to explain, linked to that. So, I figure, nothing in the present we could do, nothing in the future. But someone had to drill into this place in the first place. So, a couple of spins, double it a few times. I figured somewhere along the vein of, based on where we were seeing with technology earlier, she nods over to Rose Body, who commented on the anachronistic stuff, goes, 2,000-3,000 years should be enough. And you guys, the room clears. All the bodies, gone. You guys are still there. There's sort of a pocket of blue energy, like, surrounding you guys, kind of holding you in this weird, like, jello-y stasis. But you see the room around you is the same shape and structure, but it's the bridge of a ship. The mining device is gone, but everything else, just like, it's the bridge of a ship, an old ship, but it's a ship nonetheless. And there's a crew of Lorens aboard, our purple-skinned, lavender-skinned kind of alien folk. And as this bubble appears, one of them, who's sort of like kind of making notes on a data pad, looks up and squints the bubble and just goes, hello? What's happening? And Jack goes, I did the time travel. Someone else do the talking.
This is going to sound crazy, but we're from the future and you should not mine here.
Mine where?
Where you're going.
I'll give off the coordinates for the planet that we were on.
Another Lauren goes, how could you have known where we were going? I'm in the middle of charting that course.
Because, like I said, we're from the future, and in the future, you mining there causes untold destruction.
They sort of look around, and one of them goes, time travel's not... Kind of looks over to another Lauren, and one Lauren who has like a lab coat on, clearly a science officer, just goes, it's inconclusive. And sort of shrugs.
It's not real yet.
And And
also, how else do you explain random people showing up in the middle of your ship, warning you not to chart the course to the place you're charting your course to at that very moment?
Yeah, no roll needed. I think he just goes, listen, if I go down in any history books, I want it to be known that I am no fool. So if this is how it is, I will take my ship and I will sail the other way. Why were we charting this course? And the navigator goes, we did detect scans of some unusual energy. We were just gonna do some exploring. And the captain goes,
that's the bad stuff, probably.
The captain goes,
that's the bad stuff.
And since space is big, there's plenty of ways to explore. And I think we've just been stumbled upon a stroke of good luck.
And if it wouldn't be too much trouble to ask this, can you spread word around that these coordinates are blacklisted?
Bad luck?
You go here, you die. You go here, you bring about the death of the universe.
When you say that, there's sort of a gravity which had not hit them before, which hits them now, of realizing, oh shit, like, that's the real stuff.
Why do you think we're here from the future?
He goes, kind of stands a little straighter, gives you a salute.
I roll at ease.
And the coin resumes spinning. We see the camera pans out as the Class 2 starship, the LSS Irundi, flies the other way. You guys find yourself on a barren planet. The bubble lowers you guys safely to the ground, where there's a nice flat surface where if something were to land, here would be the place to do it. You can see 2 starships about a mile or 2 away. Yours and the other one. The 8 of you are standing there. You can see Impact and Shiva, who didn't have time to get very far, but were making good progress through. Incredibly confused, looking around. And Jack says, let's get this out of the way. Don't ask too many questions. Time is weird. I know.
I'm not asking questions.
Right now, everyone close by is still... It preserves that proximity to me and my whole business. But everyone else outside of this, I wouldn't be surprised if you encounter some United Multiverse forces on the way out of here who are wondering what you're doing on a restricted planet.
Yep. Beds and...
I think I would do so.
Just on the ground.
I'm trying to... I was trying to help.
You... Listen, I apologize for stealing your thunder. You were doing a great job. I think that would have been a lot of trouble, but I'm very curious to see what would have happened. Perhaps another time.
Oh, you think I was actually going to go through with that? No, I was going to slag this data chip as soon as we got out of here.
That wouldn't have gotten rid of the rest of it, though.
No, but it would have gotten us off the planet.
Off the planet is good.
And that's what I was concerned about.
And having that backup is the sort of thoroughness that I enjoy in my employees. You guys that was wonderful. She kind of looks around and goes, as Impact and Shiva kind of are walking towards you, says quietly before they can hear, I know we didn't get all of them out, but you did truly the best you could. You did not cause any further casualties, and none of you died. At risk of getting too dark, that doesn't always happen. The things I do are very dangerous.
Every once in a while, everybody lives.
All right. easy there, Doctor.
No, I'm the Doctor.
And she nonetheless smiles and nods at that and goes, every once in a while. Anyway, I'll have company coming for me soon, so I need to get back to my ship. Usually I just jump back to the point of payment. You have already been paid, so I'll get to you eventually. But for now, we should all be going.
Indeed.
Yes.
It was good meeting you, Jack.
Oh,
And
certainly a
Since
pleasure.
we will probably not meet again, thank you for the 10 credits.
No. I think we'll meet her again.
I haven't met anyone that I've worked with before twice yet. But, as I said earlier, infinity is a very vast thing. First time for everything.
Well, you know when we are.
That's a good line. She laughs fully. Farah and Merrick help up Ro, who just kind of flickers his eyes open. Did we win?
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, Hal, Ro, we need to get them back to the ship. Jack, I am... time travel fucked with my brain. Yes, sorry, I need to go be a doctor. You and Talon, say goodbye to each other. We'll all be right back. Well, we won't be back, but you know what I mean. Bye.
Quick question before we get to anything else about how all the paradoxes and time travel work. Is it still on that ship that he has?
I don't think it ever was.
Okay, making sure. Because you said we weren't affected because we were like in Eye of Storm or something.
Exactly. Well, we went to the ship at a time before it was at the planet, so we should be good. He should be good. I mean, he's long dead by now. Lorens don't live that long. Curious, check the history books, though. No, I think that thing, whatever it is still down there, not having had a taste of the outside world yet. She looks a little sad about that.
It is unfortunate that its first taste made it crave for all of it.
Yes, well, I suppose when you're bottled up for who knows how long, since the planet's inception, that can happen. I wonder if there's a way... Another time.
Well, when the son of this system starts to die, maybe it will crack this planet open like egg.
Maybe. Alright. You guys make your way back to the ship. You get going. You see this, again, I was wrong, so there's 3 ships, because you see it's a bit farther away as Impact and Shiva's, but once they gather at your ship first. Shiva steps forward and says, Shiva, as a reminder, because we haven't actually heard from her in a bit, kind of light green skin. You don't know exactly what she is, but you can usually assume that if it's not some alien race you've never heard of, it's a Psyoxy, because Psyoxy all look entirely different. And she kind of comes forward and goes, look, the only reason any of us made it off of there is because of you guys. We were stuck and trapped. We would have been there until we died. But we have some crew back on that ship. It's a skeleton crew. We don't really have a lot. We lost our captain. We lost a lot of very good officers. So we're going to be kind of limping for a little bit. I hate to ask more, but can we tail you at least until we get to civilization so we can get a new crew going on?
Yeah, I mean, I don't speak for the crew, but I was going to offer...
I see no reason why not.
Have you guys board, join our crew.
It'll
be tight.
That might be too much for our ship. Our ship is not that big.
We've got, she thinks, 5 people who stayed on board, so there'd be 7 of us coming on.
Oh yeah, that's tight.
We'll limp. We'll stay close to you. If things get tough, you'll have a friend at your side at least till you get to your next destination.
We'll give you a tow, yes.
Appreciate it.
United Multiverse is going to be on us soon, so we should get we should coordinate our jumps.
Sounds good. You guys, they split to their ship, you to yours. Jack to hers. Jack goes, once again, thank you for your work. I have already paid you, so we're good.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I truly do hope that this is not our last time meeting. Farewell.
As do I.
And she gets into her ship and flies away like a normal ship would. She doesn't have any fancy like time jump stuff going on. She just
It doesn't
flies.
phase in and out of existence.
No, it does not phase in and out of existence. It's not bigger on the inside. It's a class 1 starship for 2 to 4 people. And you guys get settled on your ship. Farah starts going, all right, Halcyon, get everyone patched up. Halifax, let's get this thing flying. We gotta go.
No. I need Halifax in the med bay.
Oh my gosh.
It's gonna push past them both and just limp up to the ship to
I can fly this
my
ship.
spot.
You need to go get healed.
We do already have a course charted, because if you remember, there's no roll or check here for this. There's just, you guys can just go.
Oh, okay, right.
I can
No
push
one's touching
buttons.
the baby. No one's touching it. I'm the only one touching it, so me get out of here.
Just make sure that the other ship.
To be fair, if it's
coordinates to the
anyone's
other
baby,
ship.
it's my baby.
Merrick hears that, Halcyon, and gives you a nod, sends coordinates over to your friend on the other ship, and you guys start powering systems up. Halcyon, you take the 2 wounded ones back to the medbay and get to work. One of them is a quicker fix than the other. Welding the armor is something you can do now. Rose's leg is going to take time. It's a missing leg.
Yeah.
He's literally, by the time he gets there, he's literally cradling his leg in his arms.
Yeah. I imagine after we were talking, like I did something quick to, like a quick clot to stop the bleeding.
Sure.
What happened was, if I remember right, it was a laser, so it just immediately cauterized.
Yeah, it was plasma.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was more shock than blood loss that did him in. Treating the infection is important, but otherwise it's fine.
Yeah, cool. Good thing I have the surgery skill. When using a medical facility, your patch-up skill can be used to install prosthetics and perform surgical reconstruction on living beings. This treats critical wounds.
Terrific. You're going to have to do it twice. You can choose who you're doing first, because it's not going to happen like in the blink of an eye. So are you doing Halifax, or are you doing Ro first? Rose, I think if given a choice, Rose is going to be like, please get Halifax first. If he flies the ship.
Yeah, I would stabilize Ro first to make sure that he, hook him up, make sure his vitals are doing okay.
Yeah, that's for free.
All that jazz. But then I would work on Halifax.
Sweet. Go ahead and give me that roll.
All right. That's patch-ups, that's intelligence, or intellect.
It's influence, I thought, right? No, not influence. Expertise, isn't it? For patch-up?
Yeah, I believe it would be expertise.
It's on my sheet as expertise?
It should be. Because this is usually expertise is working with machinery. Unless, is intellect your higher one?
Yes.
Intellect's my higher one.
We'll go with intellect, because we clearly built it for that is to be your thing. Sorry, I foolishly opened the chat, so I got distracted. I should know better.
No worries. So that is...
See Dishwater and Dan talking a bunch of shit.
Hey now. So that's a total of 9.
9?
9? So I know we don't usually use the special patch-up move, but what does that do on a mixed success?
Choose one, but you've reached the limit of what you can do. You cannot reattempt to patch up the subject for now. Either A, treat a single minor, major, severe injury damage, treat a malfunction or minor debility, stabilize a major debility, or perform a medical technical procedure.
Gotcha.
I have a major wound in the abdomen, and then the severe is like the heart palpitation and the negative 1 armor.
So you can get rid of the severe. You can patch the armor up and fix the heart up. And you just are going to hold on to that major wound for now.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's what I would do.
You get the big stuff out of the way. You do some patching. The ship gets moving. And you guys take to space. You fly. Also, I just got really sad because I just got informed that the voice mod wasn't working for my for the fans, only for you guys, so they didn't hear.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, no, I know exactly why it was. It's because I had the wrong input selected for Streamlabs. But I'm sorry, guys. You missed Arundi's very cool voice. Such is life.
While you choke and die.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you head off. The ship takes off. Now, because this stop was the result of a mixed success wild jump, and you did stop specifically to get more fuel, you don't need to make a cramped quarters roll here.
Yay!
This is that mission was effectively your cramped quarters. That said, your journey is not without events. You are not without some happenings going on. You, sure enough, you begin to fly. You chart your course. You're not jumping. You're not doing a big jump right now.
No.
You're not near any. You're not near any main jump lanes. So of course you're not jumping. You're not wild
jumping. Thank God. I don't want to do that shit. Fuck that.
You have the fuel to get there, but as you follow your charted course, you are going probably for an hour or two before another ship comes up on the scanners. And you recognize that you are being approached by another Class 2 starship.
Are they attempting to hail us?
Not yet, but they're not close enough. Your scanners just picked them. They're like almost within hail range.
Okay.
Because nothing's ever easy.
Nope.
So that could possibly be United Multiverse asking what we're doing here. Ro's not there. Merrick will make a quick scan, just kind of run the basics and go, yeah, it's got multiverse tags. This is... Everyone be cool. We'll be fine.
Why? I hate everything.
I mean, at least one of us is on their shit list already, so...
The ship picks up the pace a little bit. And Merrick goes...
Oh, I erased all that.
Yeah. Talon got that, right?
Yeah. I erased our whole adventure with them.
We're cool.
Anything that is still up in the air is only in whoever's was involved's memory.
Exactly.
Yeah, but what are the odds of that it's them here, posted to guard this place in space? They wouldn't have been there if they were guarding here.
You get a hail. Says... This is UM373 requesting pause. You are in restricted airspace. We need to figure out what's going on here. Please slow to a stop and we can hash this out.
So we just tell them we got lost, right? And we were helping our friend. We're towing our friend who was having trouble.
Let me hold on a second.
And he's gonna press the responder for it, the hail, and is going to say,
aye. We'll be slowing and stopping now.
The ship slows its engines, comes to a stop. They pull up kind of alongside of you, sort of to a place where, like, if you were to try to run, they could pursue easily, but otherwise, no weapons are powered up or anything. This is a routine checkpoint, so to speak. Again, you're in restricted space. And Farah reaches over and grabs the comms, and this goes, we had a bit of a scrape elsewhere. We needed to make a hasty escape. We wild jumped and wound up here. It's our bad. We'll get back to the main jump lanes as soon as we can. She shrugs, like, that's true.
You can just talk to them when they get here. You don't need to hail them. Get here, and it'll be fine.
She goes, I don't think they have a reason to board us. And they go...
You're talking about the United Multiverse. They always have a reason why.
As they say that, as Farah says that, in response you get... that's fine if it checks out. We just need to board you and make sure everything's up to code and all good.
Just a gesture toward the comms, like a very, like...
Farah just, like, glares at you, just, like, the equivalent of just, like, all right, fair. And... there is the sound of a weapon going off. There is a single blast. It's not from the UM ship, and it's not from your friends. It is from elsewhere, a ship your sensors didn't clock. There's a single beam of like dark light, like the kind of thing you'd expect to see in a black hole, that connects with you, the United Multiverse ship, the entire thing detonates. You guys immediately, your ship goes barreling over as you are hit by debris, and it's the shockwave of force as that ship is fully destroyed. What the fuck?
Do we have the new ship clock at all? Do we know where the beam came from?
Halifax, get us a visual.
I'm getting it. Hold on.
You spin the ship around and squint through space, but at first you don't see it. Farah is the first one to see it. Boom! You hear the hail, and Farah grabs your shoulder, Halifax, and goes, "No one say a fucking word." You see through the viewport the ship that drifts into view. It is a Class 3 starship, you can tell by size alone, but it is so dark plated it's almost camouflaged with the void of space. You can only see it through the absence of stars behind it. You recognize, for those of you who have heard the stories or seen it in person, a listener ship.
Fuck.
Yes, Halcyon.
Did Farah make that announcement ship-wide? Because I was not on the bridge.
No, you were not on the bridge. And no, she did not. But also, you're not there to speak.
Talk back to them.
But Halcyon would, after that impact and the whole ship moving, and like after making sure Rose still, okay, because I imagine that's what I'm working on right now, would have pinged over comms. What the fuck was that?
She hits back, come to the bridge and shut the fuck up, and turns the internal ship comms off. Shuts them down. She looks to Merrick, and Merrick just sort of like, you can't really tell exactly what they're thinking. They've been traveling together for longer than any of you have. This is not nearly ominous enough. Please hold. I thought this track was more ominous than it was. There we go. Badoom! It kind of opens again, and at this point they say, this sort of you register that their weapons are charging, and Farah turns to you guys and goes, "None of you, not anything. Merrick, hands on the button. If anyone opens their mouth, you shut the comms down." He nods. Farah opens the comm line. Through the comms, you hear,
Good. I was hoping you'd respond. The alternative is unfortunate. Am I speaking with Captain Farah Locke?
Farah closes her eyes and goes, "You are."
Good. We came here to investigate something else, but we thought we heard you. So, we've actually been looking for some time, and you've done a more than adept job of avoiding us. But it's time. We need your help, and you're going to give it to us.
Farah is silent for a long time. After about 30 seconds of that silence, there is another kind of ping that goes,
You may, of course, attempt to flee or resist, but you know how this will end. And you may come alone. You may leave the others. We have no business with them. Our deal is only with you.
Farah thinks and goes, "Okay. Give me a few minutes to say goodbye." And they go,
Take your time. We're not going anywhere.
She shuts the comms down and puts her head in her hands.
You work for them? What the fuck? What is that?
This is why we didn't take usual lanes, isn't it?
Yeah. This is why we didn't take usual lanes. Have any of you actually encountered the listeners before, like really encountered them?
Say I have, no.
I've been to their home planet.
Jesus, what?
It didn't... It was an accident. It was not our destination. But we had to go. When we got there, we had to land. And once you land there, the only way off is their way off. So, we had to negotiate. No one else said anything. But for those who don't know, the rumors are true. Once they've heard you speak, once they've heard your voice even a little bit, they can find you anywhere. Staying off the jump lanes helps, makes it a lot harder to track. No one knows how it works. But they can also fly through black holes and come out the other side, so no one knows how they do anything they do. But it's true. And I'm sorry. Because I have been bringing you guys along, and I've been putting you in a lot of danger because of that.
Nope, that's a fair secret to keep.
How does that work with Malleus? They don't actually have a voice.
She shrugs and goes, how does it work with anyone? It doesn't make sense. It's waves on the air. There's not even air in space for sound waves to travel.
And anybody these days, I could alter any one of your voices.
It's
difficult, but...
The risk that goes into that, sure, if it works, the reward's great, but I can't risk you like that, especially right now. If I don't go with them, they're going to blast us out of the sky. There's nothing... We can't fight this. We can't fight this.
As far as you're aware, we can't fight this.
We can't... No, Halcyon. I mean, we can't fight this. This is listener tech. We can't scratch their hull. We can't run. They'll trace us. They're faster. They're stronger. The only thing we have on them is numbers, and we don't even have that right now. We can't beat them.
Halcyon's just going to put his hands on her shoulders, look her dead in the eye, and say, yet. Maybe not this lifetime, maybe not the next, but we'll get there.
God, I hope so. She kind of rubs her eyes a bit more. Just goes, Halifax, you're in charge.
Do you know what they need you for?
What? Captain,
Hal, you've known
This is what she's been training you for, Hal.
I'm sorry.
It would be literally...
I'm sorry I couldn't tell you why. But yes, this is what I've been training you for.
Oh my god.
Turns to...
No, it's just gonna be like a lot of like shut off the romance because it's just a lot of just like
turns to Talon, goes, some fucking religious endgame bullshit. They believe that the universe is centered on their homeworld. They believe that by bringing people to it, they can slowly make offerings to their black hole god. The only thing that separates them from a creepy cult that doesn't reach off planet is the fact that their technology is good enough to back up what they say.
So where you're going, you're probably not coming back then.
For your sake, you better hope I don't. Because once I'm with them, if we meet again, the next time you see me... She starts to tear up a little bit.
Okay, Pharaoh.
It has been an honor, Captain.
She nods. Yeah, it has. And Merrick sort of sets his gun down and goes, "You're not going alone." And she goes, "What are you talking about?" And Merrick goes, and she kind of looks and goes, "You didn't. He goes,
Oh no, motherfucker!
"You motherfucker!" And she literally slaps him across the face, and she goes, "I deserve way worse than that. But you know how a lot of the time I do shit, and you hate me for it, but also know that it was necessary? We wouldn't have gotten off if I hadn't. There's a lot more behind the scenes than you knew about." And Farrah just sort of like rubs her eyes. Just goes,
Classic Merrick.
"Anyone else?" And he goes, "No, the rest of the crew's clear. We're good. Just you and me." And she sort of like hangs her head again, just sort of. "Talon, take care of this rust bucket. I know you will. Halcyon, take care of these rust buckets.
That's the plan.
Ro." And Ro goes, "You don't need to say a thing." Oh wait, Ro's not there. Ro's in the med bay. Sorry.
Yeah, Rose
Yeah.
knocked the fuck out.
Ro does not get a goodbye, sorry. I do think Hugo and Vexius came up though, and she says to them, goes, "You guys treat Halifax with more respect than you treated me." And
That's not possible.
Vexius, where did Vexius's voice go?
Way ahead of you, Captain.
Where'd you come from? Where'd you go?
Whichever one. I don't have Vexius' voice on lock for some reason, but Vexius goes, "Captain, we always respected you." And Farrah goes, "More, Vexius." And Vexius goes, "Yeah, all right."
He knows what he did.
And turns to back to you, Halifax, and goes, "Once you do this medical drop, Ro has a place he's been trying to get to for a while. He needs to report back to his people."
Okay.
Other than that, the fray is yours. Other than that, the fray is yours. But you hear the kind of thing, and it's still open, but just one way. And you just sort of get that. You get the.
I trust you've had long enough for your goodbyes, Captain.
And just gives you guys a finger up and presses the button. Goes, "I'll meet you at the shuttle bay." And shuts it off before anyone else can say anything. All right. She looks as if she's trying to find some more words in her heart, more things she can say, and shakes it off. Takes her weapons, sets them on the thing, doesn't need anything she's brought anymore. Sets it all aside, and walks to the shuttle bay. Is anyone...
Captain, do you want to be knocked out for this?
No. It's not going to hurt. Not physically.
Merrick?
Merrick goes, "Tempting, but I'm going to stick with
You're
number one."
always about drugs. Come on.
6 to 8 hours of pure uninterrupted sleep.
He
That'd be
goes,
the last sleep you ever get.
"I don't know if they'd forgive that, honestly."
That's fair.
Hey,
Figured I'd
there's still about 3/4 of a brick of geodust stashed away in the mess hall, so you guys enjoy.
In your honor, Merrick.
Merrick and Farrah go. Does anyone accompany them
Can
to...
I want to accompany you.
Yes, you
Please.
may. Anyone
Yeah.
who would like to accompany them to Shuttle Bay may do so.
I would go with them.
I think we all probably would.
Fantastic. You go following the captain and your first mate, or previous captain and first mate, to the shuttle bay. And, yeah.
I would hand Merrick the data chip and just say, I don't know if this thing is still on it, but
Jack said it's probably not if you still have that debt to pay.
Yeah.
Really?
Merrick, Jack said it was because it never got out of the planet.
that
so.
was a private thing between Talon.
Oh,
Oh
sorry.
yeah,
And-
I totally asked Jack about that. Yes.
And Merrick pushes back and goes, I don't want to give them any more resources than I need to.
Okay.
You see both Farah and Merrick are now totally unarmed. No one's taking anything, except for the clothes on their back. And they go to the shuttle bay. Press some things, airlock. You see the 3 lightly bruised crates of medical supplies you are still carrying that started this whole mess.
Aren't
Really
we down
have
to like
delivered.
2.5?
No, because you've stocked the ship with your own medical supplies whenever you stop at a place. So you have not needed to burn into your shipment, with the exception of the first
I
time.
thought we did.
The first time you did. That's why
The
it's
first
3.
time.
That's why it's 3 instead of 4.
Oh, I thought it was okay. Yeah,
You
never
you
mind.
lost 1, and there were some things. Yeah, you still have 3 crates. Yeah.
Before they go in, I'm gonna give Merrick a nice firm clasp on the back and a nice sturdy hug,
He
and
returns it.
and he's going to say,
Man, I really wish I didn't have to go. You're one of the best.
He goes, I'm glad you're lying to me in the final hour. Gives you a little punch in the shoulder.
You know what? Just for that, I'm gonna space all that geodust.
Okay.
and then give Farah a nice, like, kind of like an awkward, like, maybe hug,
hug.
handshake. I don't know what you want.
Farah kind of looks at that offer and pulls you in for a hug.
Oh, yeah. He's gonna lean into it. He needed a hug after everything that's happened.
And then as the ship docks, Farah puts a finger to her mouth again, and you see they have a shuttle which is boarded, which is kind of doesn't dock. It'll kind of like parked outside, kind of like just with the airlock, and sort of you watch as a shimmering field appears, kind of create a like barrier between the two, and the airlock opens. Stepping forward onto the ship is a humanoid creature. It is a little over 6 feet tall, has ghost white skin, skin sealed over where the eye sockets should be, no nose, and a very kind of wiry looking mouth. It's not like you expect, like when you get like a morph suit kind of a look over something. Because these creatures were born without any of this, it's more like a Malleus, but for the eyes and nose, where it's just completely flat, like they're wearing a porcelain mask. The ears are pointed, like you might see in like some sort of race of space elves, and they are wrinkled and disheveled. They wear black robes. That's that super black that really sucks in the light. And standing on either side of them are a human and a Lauren, both in listener tech armor. You recognize the same black platings around the ships with these incredibly advanced looking rifles, just kind of as security, and kind of doesn't look around because again, no eyes, but does this kind of thing where it sort of tilts the ear and sort of listens, smirks a little bit, and just says,
Well then, just the 2 of you.
And Farah wordlessly walks forward. Merrick follows suit. The listener waits for another 20 seconds after the 2 board the ship, seeing if any of you are going to break. And then...
I've disconnected my neural mass.
Fantastic!
Yeah, no risk. No risk.
Literally can't
Yep.
break.
Nope.
Yep, and just flipping the double bird the entire time.
One of the hired guns, one of the security, just sort of narrows their eyes at you. And I think the listener actually asks,
How many?
and he quickly does a count. There would be the 3 of you. Is that...
Gammon probably would have seen the
Gammon
too.
100%. Oh my god, I forgot to have her say goodbye to Gammon. She would have said goodbye to Gammon, and Gammon is fully crying. Gammon is just like...
Of course. Of
I
course.
think Gammon probably didn't come down this far because Gammon doesn't trust himself to not speak here.
Yeah.
So Gammon is elsewhere. You guys can go console him later. But he clocks, so it would just be the three of you then. Vexius and Hugo would not have come for sure. I mean, Vexius is there like in the wiring, but Hugo certainly wouldn't be there. So this is three. And this goes,
Very well. Farewell then.
They turn and go back to their ship, the shuttle. The barrier crackles out, airlock closes, and you guys find yourselves alone, relatively speaking, on the Freya.
Is it bad that I would love to dissect one of them?
Let's take a quick 5-minute break on that note. We're halfway through. It's a much lighter note to put that on than anything else. All right. See you guys in like about 5 minutes-ish. Bye. We're back.
We forgot to. Sorry. By the way, we forgot to level up from last time.
Oh,
and we
should
did.
do that. We'll do that now in a moment.
Anyways, first question.
It makes more sense for it to be now anyway.
Sorry, we were just discussing. Yeah, we were just discussing what whether Halcyon's doing with Chip, and he was saying he's slagging it just in case. And so that was the equivalent of a USB, Halcyon, meaning the data from that chip is still in your mask. You don't need to lose you don't need to lose the mission if you want to slag the chip. You can just get a new chip.
Considering you never put it back in your mask.
Onto my mask.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, it didn't necessarily do it automatically, but you absolutely could have very, very easily.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if I can do that, yeah. Okay, slagging the chip, and I'll just make a new one.
Great. Absolutely. Gotta slag that chip. Gotta slag that chip. Better safe than sorry. So let's level up really quick, and then we'll talk about what we're doing in the time that passes between now and your arrival. Did we discuss... Remind me where we're at. Did we actually level up and just didn't choose what's happening, or did we need to check experience?
We just needed to check experience because Sean didn't change his last time.
And alas, Sean is still not with us.
And alas, Sean is not with us.
But let's go ahead and do it for the three of you anyway. And then next time Sean joins us, he can just jump on for that one. So, Dan, what is your current advancement track?
Mine is a fascinating phenomenon is explained, which was done last time.
Yeah, and also this time. So
and also this time.
Yeah, absolutely take one. I'm closing chat. I'm sorry. Hillary's making funny commentary. Yes, 100%. Ethan.
A system's security is breached.
Last time, yes, for sure. So yes, this is from last time. So yes, and how? Effects.
Oh, sorry, shit. I was also looking at chat. Fuck! Damn it! Because I wanted to see what you were
gets
laughing
you
at.
every time.
I wanted to see what you were laughing
It's
at.
funny though, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Good job, Hillary.
Gotta flag the chip. Gotta flag the chip.
So, I got a dark secret is extracted.
Yeah, last time it was, yes, 100%. Okay, cool. For experience. Mark it. Is that a level up or no?
No, we're a quarter of the way there. 3 out of 12.
Right, because we're increasing the amount it takes every time, yes.
Yep.
Cool, okay. We'll get there. By the end of tonight, you'll probably have more. Okay. So,
Oh,
like
wait,
I said...
I never actually did my level up thing last time, because I was still at 7.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, you should have leveled up.
Yes.
So go ahead and grab that. You do that.
So I never picked a new thing either.
Oh, boy. I can't wait to see what havoc you're going to get up to.
It's hilarious because the irony of this situation is the next skill I picked up was authority, which is basically wherever you are in a position of clear superiority over a group of NPCs, you can command those NPCs, even if the order goes against their own traits, loyalties, and willingness. So
here we are.
Great. Hey, yeah.
Incredible. That couldn't have worked out better.
My God.
All right.
Luckily, I already knew what I wanted from the last level up.
What'd you get? What you got?
I took program. When you access a system, choose a behavior that the system could perform and condition that will trigger that behavior.
Cool.
Nice.
I love it. Okay. You guys, like I said, don't have to make a cramped quarters roll, but there is some time that passes on the ship. What, if anything, do you want to get done during this trip? In this sort of weird, somber silence that has permeated the Freya. What are you guys getting up to? Halcyon.
Well, first things first, patching up Row.
Yes. So you can go ahead and make that survey roll now.
Okay. A 7.
Same mixed success.
He has a functioning leg now, but it's nothing fancy.
It's a peg leg.
And it's not a peg leg. Like, it's got like a fully like articulating knee that he can control. but
it's not going to do
that's
super
it.
well in high intensity situations. This is
Yeah.
a temporary
Like-
medical replacement.
Yeah, and like it might we can even say it's like a half an inch shorter.
I think of all the things you'd mess up, measurements is not one of them. I think
Okay.
your tech is limited. I don't think it needs to be debilitating. I just think it's
Okay.
if he's in a tough situation involving running specifically, he might have disadvantage, but otherwise he'll be okay.
Okay.
He can walk easily, and he can run difficultly.
You can run. It just
with some effort.
yeah.
Cool. So that is gonna take time for you.
Is that going to take the entire time?
No, it is not.
Then I would also like to make some future proofing. I would like to invoke my calibrations skill.
Okay.
Which says, when you diligently calibrate your favorite console or vehicle, make a get involved using intelligence and record the result. The next time anybody uses it, the result of the get involved applies.
Sweet. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm going to diligently calibrate the medbay.
Sweet. You love to see it.
In the dice tray, please. Ooh, you do love to see it. That's a 9.
9. So that means the next time someone uses that, it's as if you use get involved with a 9 already.
Yes.
Perfect. You keep track of that, please.
Yep.
Great. So you take some time to patch up Bro. You take some time to sort of make some modifications to the med bay and install some quick automated kind of procedures and systems. And get it all spick and span at the ready. Halifax, what would you like to do during this time?
Two main things. First, I want to try to deal with this stomach wound that I still have going for me, if I can.
You may attempt to do that. You can actually use the calibrated measure if you
Yeah, right? Like, how convenient. I don't want to, like, tread all over that or, like...
No, go for it.
That's what it's for.
Liddy! I will.
Go ahead. This is going to be intellect, as we said.
Intellect?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because that's what our doctor uses. Expertise is machinery. Intellect is not machinery.
Okay, lit. 7.
However, the calibrated med bay turns that mixed into a success. Straight up. So that is a success. You're good.
I thought it was a 9 that he rolled.
Yeah, 9 is a mixed.
Yeah.
I thought Hal had rolled a 9 earlier, so it would still be a mix. But yeah, 10. Never mind.
On a mixed for the med bay, I'm going to say that you've been doing a lot of work and taking a lot of toll. You're starting to find yourself out of a lot of major medical supplies at this point. You do have a cargo hold full of them. You would need to fully cannibalize another crate of medical supplies to restock it, leaving you with only 2 crates, or you can wait until you get somewhere and try to restock formally.
That's a conversation to have with the captain.
Fuck me. All right.
So while you're in there, Halcyon is like working on. I'm going to say Halcyon is working on a missive to PZ.
Sure.
Because calibrating this reminds him of Patient Zero, and he's like, it's been a while since we talked last, so I'm just gonna write something quick to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you messaged him before, and you haven't gotten a response yet. But yeah, you can absolutely shoot him off.
Yeah. And I imagine at Halifax, you walk in and you're like, can you do something about my stomach? I'm still hurt. I'm still injured,
Okay. Hi. So, Rose, fine now. Great work. My stomach is killing me. Is there maybe?
Yeah. Just talk to PZ2. He'll help you out.
Oh.
and an auto dock just like rolls around, and you just hear, "Hello, I am PZ2. How can I help you today?"
Doc, we gotta talk about this later. I'm not gonna worry about it right now, but we need to talk about this later.
Did you get an AI for your med bill?
It's not a formal AI. This is a programmed thing that is not doing super well after PZ2. Again, is the reason I think that's why your med supplies went down is because PZ2 did a good job, but would occasionally with the tube of thing kind of squeeze it too hard and it'd explode and just wasting med supplies all left and right. Got the job done, but at a higher cost.
Yeah. And I just wheel around and I'm watching this and I'm like, so Captain, speaking of the med bay,
yes, what?
dodged a squirt of antiseptic. I'm gonna have to work on PZ2. And we also need more med supplies. We're fine with basic cuts and bruises and scrapes and such. But if we go through anything like this again, we're gonna be fucked.
Yeah, no shit. You're telling me this now?
I just discovered this now.
Can you just, you know what? We'll be fine.
Please hold still.
I'm really gonna have to work on that. Sorry, Captain. We could, in an emergency, we can always dive into the med supplies that are in the cargo hold. I know we're delivering them, but Captain, honestly, how far out of date is that delivery?
Take what creds we can get at this point. I don't fucking care.
Speaking of creds, come on.
Yeah, motherfucker. Where are those?
Farah had them.
They're in Farah's personal computer, but I can totally get them out if you want.
You don't need to. Farah did that. You guys each find 2 creds transferred to your balances. Which is a sizable amount of pay. Given everything you've been through, it's a good amount of pay, a reasonable amount of pay for the incredibly intense and dangerous missions you went on. But it's good. Yeah, you each get 2 creds. You don't know how she did it at the other 2, if she gave them to her other crew like Gammon and Hugo and Vexius to share, but you each got 2 creds, so money's money.
There you go.
As a reminder, since we don't really talk currency much, especially for the audience, a cred is a vague amount of money that is meant to be there's the prices on things vary, but typically it's 1 cred, 10 cred, 100 cred being regular purchase, exorbitant purchase, and then buying a planet. And 1 cred is about a week of hard work. So when people buy drinks, you aren't spending a cred, you're spending a couple of local currency. Cred is stuff you can exchange for local currency. It's a blanket statement, so we don't need to worry about the mumbo jumbo of every single local currency you ever find.
So we don't have to worry about the economy.
Exactly. Yes.
I figured it was I figured having a whole cred is if you're buying around for everyone in the bar at least 3 times. That's a cred.
Absolutely, yeah. Anything big is a cred. Whereas you're hey, I'm gonna get lunch or patch up this mild scrape of my gun. Pocket change. Cool. Anyway, letting you guys know. Other than that, Talon, is there anything you would like to accomplish or achieve?
There was one more thing.
Please, Halifax, go ahead.
I wanted to check in with our other NPCs that are left from our previous captain's crew to kind of check in and see where they're at, just in terms of, are you going to stay? Or are you going to go after we land and do this drop-off?
You go, who are you going to? So you have Vexius, Gammon, and Hugo. Who do you go to first?
Oh boy. I'm going to get Hugo over and done with, because that boy is a ball of anxiety, and I just need to figure that out now.
Yeah, you absolutely go to Hugo, and he comes over and goes, Captain? How can I... Yes. Well, what can I do for you?
You can just call me Hal. Halifax is fine.
All right. What do you need, Halifax?
I want to know where your head's at in terms of where you see yourself here on the ship. If you're going to stay or not, I'm just checking in on everyone.
If I'm being perfectly honest, I love exploring and I hate exploring. I joined the crew more out of curiosity than anything else, but it really became a kinship with the captain. And I often stayed because of her, but I've bonded with you as well. I don't know if I'm kind of like puts a little like kind of grasshopper mandibles together and just like, I don't know if I'm quite in a level-headed enough space to make that decision yet. I know we're swinging by the Galactic Society at some point, or at least a Galactic Society outpost.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind having some time to study the delivery we're making of that beacon from the Pain Ra a bit more closely and maybe mull it over, and then I can always reach out to you if I want to get back out there in the stars, or if you need me for something, of course, but kind of leans in closer. Ro is a brilliant scientist and, quite frankly, has never needed my assistance. If you want me to stay, I will. You need only give the order. Farah left you in command, and I will do as she said and treat you with more respect than I did her, which I believe was plenty of respect.
That's like a nod of like, yeah, you did. And it's just like, it's clear that it's like, it's on you, Captain. And he's like, like very uncomfortable, like what the fuck do I do with my hands? What do I do?
But if you're taking requests, I think I would like to stay with the Galactic Society for a little bit. Study the beacon, see what I can figure out there, and if our paths should cross again, I'd be happy to fly at your side.
Yeah, that's fine. You can live your dreams. Good work.
Kind of smiles and puts a little on your shoulder and just, thank you, Captain.
Halifax is fine, you're welcome.
turns around and leaves the room.
Love it. Okay, you head out of the room. And who's next?
I would talk to... Oh my god, what's Cloud's name?
Vexius?
Cloud Boy. Yes.
Vexius. 1 second. I want to see if I can... I'm going to mute desktop audio for like 2 seconds. Sorry, guys. I want to find the voice for this more important scenes. This is weird because I know you guys can still hear me, but they can't still hear you. I just have to mute desktop audio as I do this weird hear self thing. So you guys can say whatever you want. Yeah, it's already really awkward.
Is this the voice? Is this the voice? This is okay. Well, is this it? I think. No, it's not. Where was it?
It wasn't this. Was it this? I think I mistakenly also used this for the listener, which is my bad. Whoops. Oh well, we're gonna use it. Okay, we're back.
Yay!
Great.
Your voice mod's still on.
Cool.
There you go.
You go to Vexius. I swear it might have been something else, but that's okay. You go to Vexius, and just sort of on the bridge, call out and just goes,
Captain?
Hey, hello. God, I'm not gonna get used to that. Hello, Vexius.
Hello? Is something everything alright?
No, nothing's wrong. I just, where do I look? I just wanted to chat for a moment with you, if you're not busy.
The ship is charted a course. It's pretty smooth sailing, all things considered. I haven't noticed any movement. We should be good. What's up?
Okay, great. So, now that Farrah's gone, do you want to stay? Just putting it very bluntly.
Whew, that's a big question.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine. I didn't really consider the alternative. As far as I was concerned, I am... Before I say how I feel about it, do you want me to?
You have your own autonomy, and,
I understand that. I promise I will make the same decision that I was going to regardless. I just want to know where you stand and where we stand.
You're very helpful in a pinch, and you have a wonderful dry sense of humor. I don't know where this is going when I'm saying this.
Captain, you can give a yes or no answer. Do you want me to say?
Sure.
I was going to. It would have been very awkward if you had said no, but I didn't suspect that was where you were going with that.
No.
I have a very complicated personal situation, which I think it's best if you know about, if I'm going to be staying on the ship. But...
Hey, are you with the listeners? Please tell me no.
No, God, no. Lord,
okay,
no.
Great, amazing. Yeah, fantastic. Okay.
No, the hardest of no's.
Okay, amazing. All right, continue.
No, but there is... It's not like a deep, dark secret, but it is a deep secret. And it's something I had only ever entrusted the crew with before you all came along. Gannon knows, Hugo knows, Merrick knows. The Farrah and her original crew all knew.
Of course.
And I think it's for the best that if you're in charge, you should know what I am.
And we're going to cut away from that scene.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
He is going to reveal more information to you, which will happen off camera. Boom! We'll get to that later. Y'all don't get that yet, audience. Y'all don't get Vexius' truth.
What do you mean, audience? We don't get Vexius' truth.
That's true. Also, none of you know Vexius' truth.
LOL! The perks of being a captain. You know all the secrets.
I'm gonna let that come. Listen, we've had a lot of big revelations already today. I'm gonna let that one come at an appropriate time.
Oh, yeah.
And once you learn what you learn, it's not a dark secret. You're not learning like, oh no, so you can move on and speak to...
The rest of the crew knows we should know.
I will consider it. I will think about it. I will ask Vexius if he is willing to give that information to everyone else. Thank you very much.
And that's absolutely a conversation you can have. And if it comes up, then you guys 100% will learn, and that'll be when we know. But until then...
Toss.
You,
all right, baby boy. All right.
You go to Gammon.
Baby Thembo. Yes.
Gammon is... where would Gammon be?
He's probably really sad.
I think Gammon's been kind of hanging around in the med bay, making up for lost time when he was mad at Halcyon, of just hanging out with Halcyon now.
That's sweet. That's really sweet.
Would I be able to do another calibrations thing? Or is that
I don't think you have time until you dock. You need to put down somewhere first. Again, calibrating would require restocking your med supplies right now. So
true. I forgot about that.
So I think actually you find Gammon in the med bay cleaning up like medical mess and like waste and stuff like that, and just kind of helping post procedure, mopping up some blood, things like that, to keep himself busy. Kind of. Hey Halifax.
Gammon. I had a question to ask you if you had time.
Yeah, what's up?
So this is I'm gonna be very blunt about this, just so you know. I'm not very Do you want to stay or not now that Farrah's gone?
What? Yeah, obvious. What are you talking about?
I just mean
This is my family. I mean, yeah, I'm really sad that Farrah's gone, and I don't think I've quite processed that yet, and that's gonna be a rough time. And when I'm going through a rough time, I want to be around people who get it, because if I'm not, I'm gonna beat the shit out of someone. And
do not. Please don't do that on my ship, please.
No, I won't, because you guys get it. I can just be me around you guys, and I don't know. Radiants have always just sort of chosen their pack, and I chose this pack a long time ago, just because the Den Mother has other things she's got to do. She'll be okay. She's got Merrick. The two of them, knowing them, we're gonna see on the interstellar news in a month that the listener's planet fucking imploded. So it's gonna be fine, and I'm gonna be fine, and everything's gonna be fine, and I'm gonna stay here.
I'm sorry, Alistair Player is just losing my mind. What a soft baby. Oh my god. Okay. In character.
All right. You're fine.
I am fine.
You can stay, and if you need to talk about things, I'm sure Halcyon could help you with that.
Yeah, I think he could.
So good talk.
Yeah, sure.
And just kind of clasp him on the side of the arm, just give a nod and just do a rough 180 to spin and then just walk out. Just okay, this conversation's done.
As you are leaving, you hear behind you, "Goodbye, Captain."
No, none of that. No.
Gammon turns to you, Halcyon, and goes, "What constitutes a talk being good or bad? I thought talks just happened."
They do. It's all about perception on whether they're good or bad.
So, when I got really mad and we talked in the vents, that was a bad talk.
That was a bad talk that turned into a good talk.
All right. Do I need to pay attention to this, or can I just talk?
You can just talk.
Cool. Okay. All right. Talon, how do you want to spend your time between now and your next station?
I was so caught up in all those conversations, I forgot to think about it.
There were some good conversations. It was solid stuff.
You definitely would have been given a little data chip by Halcyon to slag somehow.
Sure.
Engines are pretty hot. Yeah, 100%. It's great.
Can I dismantle it?
Ooh! That's a move you have, right?
Yes, it is.
Tell me how it works.
1 sec. It is... When forcefully dismantling, demolishing, or breaking something, roll physique or whatever it is now, force.
Mm-hmm.
On a 10 plus, choose 2. On a 7 to 9, choose 1. It doesn't take very long. It doesn't attract too much attention. You recover useful components. You could rebuild or reassemble it. You gain a data point about it.
Yeah, 1000% you can do this. Please.
It's such a good move. That's such a good move.
Excellent move.
Unfortunately, force is not my strong suit.
No, it is not. You're literally just scratching it.
I am a squishy cat who, it does not matter. Oh wait, no, it does, because it's -1. I rolled a 10, so it's a 9.
9. Mixed success. Choose one. Unless you still have an advantage to throw out from this session.
No, I used it earlier
Gotcha.
to turn my 7 into a 10.
An important roll.
It was. I want to do either useful components or a data point. But I'm not sure. Fuck it, data point. What data point are you going to give me?
This is about dismantling this chip, and you crush it to pieces. And you're basically breaking it down into as many possible bits as you possibly can before incinerating it to make sure it truly fully burns and there's no possible way it could survive. And you put it in like a little, get a little mini furnace thing, probably used for you borrow it from Rose's lab to superheat things. And you stick it in there so you can watch this thing. It's like putting a grape in a microwave, watching that kind of we see this cat just staring into this thing and watching it melt down. And you watch as it melts, and sure enough, there you see as it melts down the silver liquid leaking from it. It's such a small amount. He didn't need much. But there's a couple of drops of this silver liquid in the incinerator that race around to try and find some sort of exit or escape before the heat gets too much and they too finally melt down and sort of break down with their base components. I will say, what you learn is you get a data point about nanotechnology. You learn, on the surface level, you can learn, oh, cool, at least nanotech of this variety melts at 600 degrees and things like that. You get the little specifics, but also, should there come a time when you're dealing with nanotech in the future, you can spend that, so tuck that away, keep it somewhere safe. You can spend that data point to anything used to damage the nanotech. You can spend the data point to give yourself advantage.
All right.
You've learned a bit about its weaknesses. Cool. Is there anything else anyone would like to do on this journey?
Reevaluate my life choices and have an existential crisis.
Do you want to talk to either of the crew members that have a player character?
Yeah. Do you want to chat with them?
You went and talked to all the NPCs and asked them how they feel about it.
Off, man.
The NPCs were explicitly in Farah's service before they met any of you guys, so that does track. But if you would like to talk to Talon or Halcyon, you're certainly welcome to.
Oh God. All right, I'm gonna talk to Talon. All right, let's fucking do it. All right.
Hell yeah. You walk in to see as Talon is powering down the incinerator in the lab.
You burning shit?
Yes, I was burning the chip that what was it? Eruda? Castle
Irundi.
Irundi. That Irundi was trapped on.
Great. Good work.
I'm pleased to report that it is no more. At least that piece.
Good work.
Yes, Captain. You are Captain.
No, you can just call me Halifax, please. I
am probably going to call you Captain just because every once in a while I would forget which Hal was which, and this just makes it easier.
Okay. Well, can you just, what you did with Farah when you climb on her and stuff like that?
Yes.
Don't do that, please. Don't touch me.
That is fair. I understand.
Yeah.
I will point out every time I did that with previous captain, was for a very specific purpose.
Yeah, well, that doesn't track with me. So unless I say and I'm dying to use your gravity things to yeet me somewhere. Just off the table.
That's literally what I was doing. Captain hurt leg, so I got on shoulder, used gravity to make pressure not so bad on leg. Or when I on space station, I raised gravity. I hopped on Captain and made gravity not affect her so much.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do the best I can to, not freak out. That's all I can promise. Because,
You have problem with personal space issues, I assume.
yes, and, I don't know how to put this very eloquently, but Pulaski gave me the creeps. Just FYI. So.
Okay, I will try not to be offended.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. I know. I'm sorry. Wow, this is awkward. Have fun, whatever you're doing. Just.
Bye. He's gonna start to turn.
Okay.
Turn and leave. It's just like to himself, just
like, God, this is the worst day of my life. What is happening right now?
Incredible.
Say that. I feel like a shithead. Fuck.
Do you want to talk to Halcyon as well?
Or why not just make the rounds? Fuck it, you know? Just have all the awkward conversations with everybody.
I'm so here for it.
Oh God.
I mean, you probably honestly, this conversation is probably happening like when you're getting your like stomach patched up because that takes time. So, but
yeah.
Yes. Go ahead.
So, don't, you don't have to call me captain. Just to say that now, cause, yeah.
I'll try to remember that, but I mean, you are the captain.
I like, as of like, what, like a day ago that happened? Is it that easy? How is it that easy?
It's not, but it's not that easy. It's not supposed to be easy. I learned. When PC taught me how to be a ship doctor, I already knew how to be a doctor. You know, I knew how to patch people up. I've been in, my fair share of firefights. I've dragged people out by their arm, even though it was just dangling by a flap of skin. I've done that. But, you get used to it. But being a doctor on a ship is different. And unlike you, I lied and bluffed my way into that position until I met Peasy. And the auto doc is like, I am PC too. Just no.
Offended.
Power that down. All right, I need to work on this clearly. Anyway, but PC.
Daisy.
So Patient Zero, that's his full name. He's a Cyoxy. He taught me some of what I know. I say everything, but really it was only some of what I know. He taught me the basics of patching people up, not just under fire, but under fire on a ship doing maneuvers. It's very different than just dragging somebody out of the way to, a busted up wall and patching them up that way. Or dragging them back to your medevac shuttle and patching them up in there while your partner's zipping you out of there. What he didn't teach me was how to actually do anything. He taught me the basics. He taught me what to do. And I guess in a sense, he taught me how to do it, how to brace for impact and not stab your patient with the scalpel that you're holding in your hand. How to tie them down properly so that way they're not flipping around during a wild jump. But what you didn't teach me is this.
Talking?
Yeah. Actually,
Just like in general, or like just like a hand sign of like, are you okay? Like,
yes, I'm fine. It's tough to explain, but I guess metaphor aside, anecdote aside,
yes, please.
the point of what I'm trying to say is you're not actually ever going to be ready.
That's very helpful.
Farah seemed ready because this is something that she's been doing for a while. I seem ready because this is something that I've been doing for a while. I know what it is. PC taught me the basics, okay? He taught me the basics of what to do, but he didn't teach me how to apply it. That's the sort of thing that comes with time and experience, which Captain Farah has been working on you with, but he didn't get the time to finish that necessarily.
Yeah, no shit.
I guess my point is you're not going to be ready. You're never going to feel ready until you do, which isn't going to happen for many cycles. But I can tell you 3 things right off the bat. 1, you always have your basics to go back to. They're called the basics for a reason. They're your building blocks. 2, you're not dumb. Like,
Thanks.
that's going far. Like, you're not dumb. I couldn't think of anybody else on this ship that I'd rather have as captain.
Thank you.
And 3, you have your crew behind you. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to be able to do everything. But you have to know what you don't know. And what you don't know, you delegate to others.
Okay. Okay.
Like, I don't know. Like, I know how to, like, you know, shoot a gun. My little laser pistol, right? I know how to do that. But I don't necessarily know how to shoot a plasma rifle the way Gammon does. So if I ever needed to do that, I
just grab Gammon and he does it.
Exactly. That's basic delegation. And then if that's not possible, then you go with the next best thing. It's complex and weird and strange, but you've got this. You have, I'm speaking for the crew here, but you have the full support of the crew.
Halcyon, I have a question. How old are you?
It's actually good. I don't think I ever actually determined an age.
This is great, man. This is going to be hilarious.
Malleus can live for a fairly long time.
Like in D&D terms, we're talking like elf.
No.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, they don't age while they're in their hibernation.
Gotcha.
But otherwise,
So
I would say probably like 200 years.
Okay. Like, I'm coming up on 100 here pretty soon.
Hold on, I'm doing math in my head. Yeah.
So, today's my birthday and I'm turning 61. I still have a lot to learn. I am, I'm not doing okay. Just in general, just so you're aware, yeah.
You want to know a little secret of mine?
Or you hit me with a lot of information, so why not more?
Follow me. and Hal leads you a short way into like a decontamination shower type of thing. You see this?
Yes.
I've actually modified this a little bit to be soundproof. So, if you ever need somewhere private to just scream or cry or yell, or maybe don't punch the walls, but if you just need somewhere private, there's the curtain here. Just it's free to use.
Oh my god, Halcyon's so great. Holy shit, that's so fucking funny.
If you open the curtain and there's somebody else in there, I just ask that you close the curtain, turn around, walk away. Try again in a few more minutes.
The line you called is busy. Cool. We could life advice from Halcyon for an entire session, but that's kind of...
Nah. We're good. That's it.
So, Talon, do you have anything else, or are we good?
That's all I had.
Cool. The only thing I want to do then, while you guys are still flying, is just to give a quick window into the NPCs. I know we've seen them in response to the captain, but I think we see them each sort of going through their own thing. Vexius spends a lot of time in his room, a place that he very rarely goes, unless there's actually danger going on. We see him there, and because apparently I'm just doing all about teasing Vexius's whole thing right now, we basically see the camera zoom into the room, and while we don't see what's inside in the darkness, we hear kind of soft and labored breathing. Meanwhile, Hugo, we see packing. Hugo's spending a lot of time in his chambers packing up notes. He meets with Ro. They exchange various things, and Hugo's getting ready to go. And we see Hugo flipping through notes of journeys and the various journals he's kept as to things you've done. And he swings by the very few times he's been off planet with the actual crew rather than just staying aboard the ship, and sees that and sort of thinks about it and nods and wipes a tear away, but closes the book and
a big old bug tear.
Big old bug tear. Gammon, we see going about his business. He's eating at one point, just in the mess hall by himself. Everyone's out doing their own thing. He's halfway through a plate and something just hits him. And he gets up, walks down the hall of the ship, goes out to one of the access hatches, puts on a spacesuit, kind of just rigs it up, climbs up, tethers himself, safety first, does a spacewalk, pushes the thing open, climbs up out into the top of the ship, stands there, looks at the vast universe around him, and apparently not knowing about your sound shower, screams as loud as he can. We just see him just open his arms and yell into the void. It's a deep breath, and he gets a solid 45 seconds of just scream that nobody hears. Stops. Looks up at the void and goes, and comes back down into the ship. You arrive at your destination. You arrive after 11 sessions. After 11 3-hour sessions, you arrive at Space Station Chroma 4, the place you were trying to get from the very beginning of the campaign. Docking procedures go smoothly, as one might expect. You guys sort of... I'm trying to figure out if there's a good music to switch this to, but I can take more on this. We're just gonna go here. No, that's too ominous. No, that's not space. We're gonna stay where we were. Sorry, I'm trying with music. I need more music. You. Excuse me.
We all belch.
you all belch. You dock at this space station. This is not a large space station. Again, for them, 4 crates of medical supplies, or in this case now 3 crates of medical supplies, is a solid drop. You don't know if how much they've been waiting on it, or if it's been like dire or not. You don't think it was an emergency delivery. But this is not like a big place. This is an outpost between stops. That said, from here you can also get back on a jump lane if you want, because you can do that now. No one on your ship is being tracked. You can travel by regular means. That you know.
Oh God.
The listeners didn't call anyone else out, so there's that. But you dock on this station. There's a human man and a sort of like, there's a Kelsara woman who's got sort of like a brown shell, almost like cockroach vibes, but very sleek. And they are sort of helping kind of dock the ship, and they're taking note of the various like scrapes and damages. The Freya is not really badly damaged. You guys didn't really get into a space scrape. So you guys they're just doing some basic. They start the refueling process. I think what you guys need to figure out how you're paying for it. It's 1 cred to refuel and resupply.
I can take it. It's fine.
Sweet, you toss that out.
How much do we get paid for the medical supplies?
So we haven't gotten to that yet. As you come down, the Kelsara woman comes over and goes, "Hey guys, I'm Byrosh. Just one of the hands here. You guys, we didn't have a scheduled landing. Are you just a regular stop off? What's going on?"
We're very late.
Very late.
Yes, we were scheduled to do a medical supply drop-off. We are doing so now.
Ran into complications.
Oh. We assumed you were all dead.
Not all of us.
Yeah, I mean, it was dead. There were bets going on among some of the lower dock workers about whether you were dead or pirates. So neither. Cool. Yeah, your fees have been paid for, so we can just pay you for whatever you've. Do you have the shipment still?
Yes, we only have 3 of the 4. We ran into issues, so we had to take from one of them. Apologies.
All right, Tack! Hey, Tack! And a kind of bigger, burlier Lurin man kind of lumbers his way over. Got his skin has just been like singed almost permanently, like a darker shade of lavender, just from working with so many like engines and stuff over the years. Just the biggest grease monkey Lurin you've ever seen. It just goes, yeah. He goes, Tack, these are the meds we requested like 2 weeks back. And goes, shit. All right. So. Given a note to pass along to you if you ever got here. He goes, they brought 3 of the crates, one of them they had to cannibalize. And he goes, original shipment was for 2 creds. And we're getting less than a full shipment 2 weeks late. We can do a cred if that's cool with you. That'll cover the refueling and the restocking. Unless anyone wants to try to convince him. If you guys are welcome to try and haggle if you'd like, but...
Our talker is not here.
That is true.
I
can
probably
roll for him
would
if you'd like.
I don't think it would be Halcyon's just gonna step forward and just be like, no, we feel really bad about getting this to you so late.
We had another full shipment, fees and all, paid to make up for it, so you're good. Yeah, you guys. There you go. They will take care of fueling and stocking your ship then, and call it even. This is for you. Holds out, kind of slides through a data pad and holds out to you guys.
I kind of just like a face and takes the data pad.
It says, if you're reading this, I believe you have had a run-in with a phenomena that I'm in the middle of studying. I've taken care of the late fees on your shipment, so if you're reading this, you're alive, and I have a very high interest in speaking with you. If you would, please reach me, and then gives you, like, local, like, communication coordinates. That as long as you get to, like, literally... you can actually probably communicate to her using the station's communication systems. You can do it from here. Please reach me here. Signed, Professor Glimmer Myers.
All right, Glimmer Myers, interesting. We might.
Which phenomena do you think she's talking about?
There are many, so I am not sure.
Okay. He goes, yeah, you guys are, we'll refuel this, we'll have your ship ready in a few hours, so, make yourselves comfortable. There's a kind of market down there with some basic stuff if you're looking for food or drink or any basic supplies you might need to go, but otherwise, it's not much, but it's home.
So no cybernetic, prosthetic doctors.
He kind of thinks about that. And he goes, we're not far from Malkash. We're a stone's throw. If you want to, just not even a jump away. If you, a few hour, like a day of just kind of basic sublight travel. Malkash is it's a very like militarily active planet. They'll definitely have some doctors there who can take care of cybernetic stuff.
Okay. Something to think about for Ro. Appreciate it, Tech.
No problem. Tack.
Tack. Sorry.
Yeah, like the power of Juju. You're so good. Yeah, you guys, they leave you alone. They start refueling the ship. For the first time in a long time, you land on a place that doesn't seem to have shit going on.
Yeah! Hey, finally!
All right, now I assume we are going to talk to this Professor Glimmer.
We might as well while we're here and restock.
Should we take bets on which phenomenon she wishes to speak to us about?
No, we are not. You feel free among yourselves, but I am not going to partake. Thank you.
There's a very sad moment where like Gammon looks over excitedly for someone who isn't there, and then realizes that they're not going to chime in with the betting, and sort of settles back down.
Halcyon sees that out of the corner of his eye, and is like, "I'll bet a cred that talking about the pain route."
Okay. You sure you don't want to go with Paradox Jack is probably a phenomenon unto themselves.
Nah, I figured you'd want to bet on Paradox.
I do want to bet the Paradox Jack.
Just got this. We just got this credit. All right, I'll do one for
There's Castle Orundi, or there's also that huge ship that started this whole thing that shot us out of the sky and we crashed where Painral was.
Shit, that did happen.
Right? A lot has happened in the last 2 weeks.
So much has happened!
Yeah,
So much phenomenon.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. The way back one. I'm gonna say that one.
Alright.
The one that you might call the inciting
Anyone want to
incident?
go with Orundi or listeners? Those are the only two left.
Everybody knows about the listeners.
Gammon
I
goes.
that.
Gammon goes. I'm pretty much only got one cred left, and I'm bad at gambling, so I'm good.
I got you. Throw your name in.
No, this is too much stress. I'm out. Backs up.
All right.
All right. Are you guys heading up to? Do you want to head to the helm? Do some communications.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can.
Go for it.
You kind of tag onto their signal, do some short range reaching, and send out the sort of call. It's going to take a minute to kind of open the connection to make sure, you don't know. This is the equivalent of like sending a text to someone being like, hey, are you free to do this? As you're sending them the ping. And it could take anywhere from a couple of minutes to like a couple of hours. But in this case, it takes about 12 seconds.
Of course.
And immediately the ping comes back of just like, yeah, maybe, okay, great. And the line opens. One moment.
Dan had a question.
Notes.
Yes.
Notes.
What's your question, Ethan?
No, Dan had a question.
Oh, what's your question, Dan?
Can I also send word back to the good doctor, who I still owe a debt to, and just let her know that I am working on this still. It's been a busy week.
You are not yet. You're not close enough to that planet.
Okay.
You're too far. You wild jumped away from there. But she also told you literally had a full cycle. Like she gave you a year to complete this.
Oh, right.
You're not.
Okay.
You're not pressed for time at all. On that one. And you'll probably be going to a core world soon because that's going to be helpful for Ro as well to get back in touch with his people. On the other line, picking up, is a Cyaxi woman. She looks more Cyaxi, a little more like cyber than most Cyaxi you've met, more robotic, more like PZ almost. In that she has metal plates in various spots. Her skin, the organic biological skin she has is still like kind of like a gunmetal gray, but then there's like this kind of chromatic silver at various points where things have been replaced or upgraded or changed. She's wearing a full lab coat, just absolutely leaning into the stereotype, that actually has a GS embroidered on it. She works for the Galactic Society. And Ro immediately sort of perks up and says... hello, everyone. My name is Professor Glimmer Myers. I'm so glad you reached out to me. You're the ones who were delivering the medical shipment when you were waylaid, yes?
That is correct.
Yes.
I have been studying a phenomenon known as the Derelict, and I think you may have encountered one of their ships. And as we pay the captain, that's what we're going to call it for tonight.
Yep.
It's a little early, but I want Sean to be here for this.
Yeah.
And that's a good stopping point.
Yeah.
So let's do a quick round 2
Aren't
of
you glad I reminded you of that huge ship?
Yeah, I am glad actually.
When you think
I
about it,
completely forgot.
if you were waylaid, if like that's what would have waylaid you and that's what she knew about, that is the one that makes the most sense for her to be talking about. She would have no way of knowing that you were involved with Paradox Jack or the listeners or anything like that. Anyway,
I was going to pick that if Paradox Jack hadn't been
So, before we wrap, guys, really quick, huge thank you to the audience and who stuck around tonight. Really appreciate you being here. Tell your friends, bring them along. You can type !recap on any of my streams to get that document with all the information. I will be adding more info about both Galactic Society and the listeners after tonight, so keep your eyes peeled. Get some new stuff in there. Some fun bonus little tidbits I'll be dropping for anyone who wants to read the recap document. But otherwise, thank you for watching. I actually don't want to raid tonight because I want to sort of decompress with my folks. I want to talk to you guys about a few things before we wrap it up.
Yeah.
But otherwise, guys, thank you so much. We will see you.
Do we want to do experience stuff?
Yes.
now?
Let's experience. No. Let's wait for Sean because he would have been here last time, so we'll include him for the next one. So we'll do it beginning next time. Y'all, again, thank you so much. Tune in probably in 2 weeks, but maybe in 1 week as well. If we can get another one-off in there, I would love to. If you've been following the side adventures of another ship and another crew, led by Sean, it's a lot of fun. So we'll see if we can get one of those going. But keep an eye on the Discord. You can find Discord in the About info or type !Discord for the link. And I think that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
It's the law.